Good day everyone. My goal with this guide series is to give you the basic details you need to start clearing the abyss. If you're having a hard time in the abyss, one reason can be that you have not invested in the right characters yet. I'll give each character a rating based on how much I think that will help you get your first 36 stars. I will tell you what I think their best and/or easiest team is, as well as how to build them. In this video we will be looking at Kuki.
If you haven't mastered the basics, then there's no point in even trying to discuss it.
Field time efficiency. Very high. To get the most out of Kuki, all you need to do is swap into her, use your skill and possibly your burst and swap back out. Off-field damage. Decent to very high. Her damage is decent when used in aggravate teams and very high when used in Hyperbloom teams. Utility, high. She provides constant electro application from off-field with very little downtime. Sustainability, high. Her skill provides a good amount of healing, though it is only to your active character. Ease of use, very high. Kuki is super easy to play. All you need to do is swap back into her every 15 seconds to refresh your skill. Cost effectiveness, very high. She performs really well even with mediocre artifacts, free to play weapons, and low talent levels. My overall rating, very high.
There's no bad food, only bad cooks.
Kuki's best and easiest team is Hyperbloom, where she offers really insane damage for the team while providing necessary healing, all from off-field. Hyperbloom has a base of 1 Dendro, 1 Hydro and 1 Electro character. The 4th slot can be really flexible, adding either another Dendro, Hydro or Electro. Just make sure if you add another Electro that they won't steal your Hyperblooms, cause you want Kuki to trigger these. The 4th slot can also be a cryo for adding freeze and possibly helping you generate more Dendro cores. You can add Zhongli if you need an unbreakable shield with resistance shred, or you can even add an Anemo character for some grouping if you happen to be facing a lot of spread out enemies.
So I had to find a way to stand on my own 2 feet. So far, I think I'm doing alright.
Hyperbloom damage is only based on elemental mastery and character level. This in combination with Kuki's second passive that increases her skill healing by 75% of her EM and skill damage by 25% of her EM makes elemental mastery her most important stat, followed by HP percent to increase her healing and burst damage, then energy recharge, but you do not need to use her burst every rotation. After that, flat HP, attack percent, crit rate and crit damage are all still somewhat useful. Her best set is probably Flowers of Paradise Lost, but this domain is not very cost effective. I would not suggest farming for this one. Her second best set is probably Gilded Dreams, and this set is in a very good domain to farm because you also want the Deepwood set for your Dendro character in this Hyperbloom team. Then you still have the option of going 2-piece Elemental Mastery or the 4-piece Thundering Fury. I definitely do not suggest farming for these, but you might just have a good set laying around. It's also important to remember that your main stat is more important than a set bonus, so focus on getting that first.
So the first thing I did was beat them up, one by one.
Technically, her best weapons can be Freedom Sworn, Key, or Zyphos Moonlight. But I would definitely not specifically wish for these weapons because she has really good free-to-play options. You can get sword bullets for free and craft the Iron Sting. If you used your bullets on something else, or if you just do not want to farm them, you can get the Dark Iron Sword for absolutely free from this merchant.
I'll just take care of everything myself.
For leveling Kuki's talents, you want to focus on your skill first to improve her healing, then your burst. Her normal attacks you can leave at level 1. It's important to note though that the bulk of her damage comes from Hyper Bloom. This means she is not very reliant on her talents for damage. This makes her cheaper to build in that aspect as well.
Let me express my feelings by always giving the very best of my abilities.
In my opinion, Kuki, when used in Hyper Bloom, is easily in the top 3 for 4-star characters in the game. And Hyper Bloom teams perform really well even on low investment. So if you want to start 36-starring the Abyss easily, it might just be worth it investing into a Kuki for a Hyper Bloom team. Hope you liked this video, and remember, there's always an easier way. The Volca way.